Alright, what's going on, y'all? Hey, I put out these videos in an attempt to help men like myself that struggle with gender dysphoria, and men that don't want to just give in to what's becoming more and more of a dominant narrative in our culture that supposedly has science behind it, but there's not science that's going to support the transgender movement that's going on right now. There is a very compelling experience, and I know what it's like to struggle with that inward pull and tug day by day. Over the years I've shared on this channel things that I've learned and discovered that have helped me walk in greater victory and freedom. But it's not like I've totally arrived, and that it's not something that I have to stay vigilant and really, I want to put out a video here real briefly, and the most difficult part of my battle takes place at night. I work hard all day, I got a lot going on, but then I lay down, hit the pillow, and that's when it can get difficult because you have to relax to go to sleep. And when I start to relax my body, there's that tug that's always there in the background can become more pronounced. This sort of pain, it's almost like a gnawing pain in my pelvic area that over the years the battle has changed, but it can get kind of discouraging because I start to feel like, well, is this ever going to stop? And I feel all alone, like, what's the use? And as I start to really give into those discouraging thoughts, then, over the past few years I can look back, and the handful of times that I've slipped back into it for a night and started to entertain some of those fantasies has been at night, like 95% of the time. And so falling asleep at night can be difficult. I don't have racing thoughts. My mind is very clear and quiet, but my body has all this pressure and all these, I don't know, all I can describe it as is there's a spiritual oppression that I'm battling in order to stand against it. I have to stay aware and alert. I have to kind of keep a night watch, and I spend time in prayer. And but it's hard to fall asleep when you're really on that high of an alert. So there's been time I take, I do have Ambien. I'll take a little bit of that, maybe cut a quarter of a pill. That'll help me fall asleep when I'm really having a hard night. Melatonin, different teas, things that can help you fall asleep. But I don't know if others you can relate to nighttime being a particularly trying time, and seeking to hold fast to the position, being the man that God created us to be, rather than compromising and giving in to that pressure to entertain those other thoughts and that other false identity. So, I don't know if I have a word that's going to help you necessarily, except that, hey, we're in this together. You're not alone. Sometimes you can feel it feels lonely, but I know that on the other side of those battles and those temptations, it doesn't last forever, and that's something that helps me. I've just resolved to keep moving forward. Paul describes in 2 Corinthians as having a thorn in his flesh. We don't know what it was, but it's in that weakness that we really can grow closer to God. And I haven't had profound revelation that this is a thorn in the flesh for me, but based upon the scripture, based upon my experience, I'm okay with that. If this is going to be a thorn that I have to deal with, it's helped me grow closer to God. It was never his idea that I start to go down these roads I went down in my youth, in my late teens, early 20s, but God has used it for good. And I put these videos out because you can do a Google search and try and find resources out there to help you walk away from the transgender life, or to reject those gender dysphoric thoughts and emotions and sensations. And there's really very little out there. By and large, it's all seeking to help you kind of just hit the accelerator on those things. So I always appreciate comments, those that are encouraging to me. I'm a busy man. I'm just taking care of my family, taking care of my business, but want to put out a quick video here, let you know I'm still standing for Jesus, I love Jesus. He's good, and He's alive in me. You know, this walking with God, if it was just a philosophy or a theory or some set of doctrines, but it wasn't a living, vibrant relationship with God, fellowshipping with me and just giving me His life. You know, I wouldn't be able to make it. I'd be, you know, so being a Christian is a supernatural thing. You know, there's so much that could be said. I just want to encourage you men out there that are seeking to be men and not give in to the lies, that there is hope. You know, that's not what we have to do. Though in my experience, it is not easy. So certainly I can relate to the struggle. But I wish y'all well, and I'll be in touch. God bless.